Alright, today I'm going to be rebuilding this swing arm linkages. I'm going to put on new bearings, new sleeves, new seals. Get this thing took apart. I think the most challenging thing about this is getting it apart. So start by removing all the bolts here. They just pull out. The bearing race is in here, so you got to get in between the seal and the bearing race. Careful you don't mar this all up taking it apart. Alright, so I got it cleaned up. It ain't perfect, but the main objective here is to not get any of the crud into the new bearings. So I'm sure these are going to be stuck in there pretty good. So we need to drive the bearing out. So let's find the appropriate tool to drive the bearing out. Alright, so I found a, this is a this is a 1/2 inch to a 3/4 inch adapter. And I found a socket, so the bearing should slip into here as I drive it out with this. And the one thing you want to keep in mind when you're driving stuff like this is you want as solid as a surface as you can get. So I'm working on my bench here, and it's right above one of the support legs. I'm just going to stick this in here and I'm just going to drive it. And wear your safety glasses. Drive it. Okay, now it's flush with the bottom. Now I'm going to put this socket under it. And here's all the bearings. These we don't need, we're not keeping those. And let it fly. Alright, so after you've brutalized the shit right out of your parts and you've broke the window out of your neighbor's house across the street, here's a more subtle approach. And if you've got a 30-ton press, you might as well use this. Okay, clean the inside of these out as good as you can get it. That way there's no crud going into your new bearings. Now if you don't have a press or a vise and you're going to drive this thing in with a hammer, take the old sleeve that came out, slip it inside your new bearing. That way the bearings don't fall apart. And to make things easier, I would recommend heating this thing up, because playing with fire is always fun. Alright, so after this thing's hot enough to burn the whiskers off a cat, make sure you got a glove. And gently, and I do mean gently, drive a new bearing in. Alright, so after you've cooled this thing off with your girlfriend's frigid heart, I'm going to take one of the old seals and put it in the backside temporarily here. And then drive the bearing the rest of the way in, and it'll stop against that old seal and it'll put it in the right spot. As much as I like beating the crap out of stuff, it's probably not good on them bearings, so I suggest a more subtle approach here. And of course, yes, if you want to take all the fun out of life, you can use your press. Alright, time to get the new seals in. Just gonna grease the seal up here ever so slightly. Just get it in there. Get it on there. Now, these seals, one side's open and there's like a spring in there, and then one side's closed. You want the open side to go in towards the bearing. Now, I'm going to use one of the old sleeves. I'm going to slip the seal onto the old sleeve and then slip all that down into the bearing. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of grease to these bearings. So just get it on your finger there and smoosh it in. Alright, now we're ready to reassemble this sucker. Get the new sleeves, slide them in. Careful with your bearings, make sure none of them fell out of there. Okay, slide the big one through. And we're going to reuse the old pin, so make sure it's clean enough. Alright, well that's pretty much all there is to it. I hope you guys liked this video, and I hope you learned something, get something out of it, so maybe you can tackle your own project like this. So thanks for watching.